Hey everybody, welcome to a special segment of Pepper. Today we have former third round MLB draft pick and professional baseball player. And if you listen to the full episode with Robby Rowland, he is a content creating king. Robby Rowland, the dude's a pitcher, but he's ready for some pepper. Define character.
Wow, define character. Holy smokes. I thought we were going to do like, hey, favorite cup of coffee or like whatever. Character, it's just so funny when people ask me words because then I just try to use that word. It is your representation for who you are as a person. And then I would say like a branch off of that is characteristic traits that are molded via life experience, right? So people go through experience in life and therefore like are being molded each and every day towards different character traits. But I think character is like the one thing that is like the identification of who you are as a person. Therefore, how do you treat other people, and how do you essentially like portray yourself day in and day out? That's a great question. Wow,
dude, I love it. And actually, it's funny you said that. You thought I was going to ask what your favorite cup of coffee was. Those types
100%.
of questions. When I did this with
100%.
Patrick Renna, he said that this was the deepest game of pepper ever. So I think that's what we're going to coin it. The deepest game of pepper ever. So with
that's actually the new name of the show.
Yeah. I should just start calling it that now.
Yeah, deep philosophical pepper.
Perfect segue. Secret to success. What you got for us?
There's no secret. It's consistency and authenticity, man. Like, obviously you got to define and quantify how you determine success, because obviously there's different forms of success. But there's no secret to it, man. Is like control the controllables, put in the work, do the right things, be respectful. And I think once you kind of do that, you put yourself in a very flow state of mind, if you will, knowing like my conscious mind and my subconscious mind are even keeled, knowing I controlled everything I did. I put in the work. I treated others with respect. I did the things that needed to be done. And now at the end of the day, I can look back in that mirror and be like, okay, who am I? Got it. Did I treat people right? Got it. Did I do everything that I needed to do to better not only myself as a performer, but myself as a people for the next day? Right. So it's intentionality as well. So no secret to success, man, unless that's a secret. I don't know. I try to like portray that information for free all the time, but
I love it. Keep things simple.
Yeah. It's KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. That's tattooed on my sternum. No, it's not. I'm scared of needles.
What's one thing that has helped you tremendously? That's something that somebody else can do in order to help them self-improve. Mindfulness
and gratitude. And I know it's funny because like a lot of successful people will say that. And I think no matter how many times successful people say that, whether it be like mindfulness, gratitude, meditation, like all of these like quote unquote weirder things, still people won't listen. But I would kind of define it as a very simplistic approach in the sense of identify what it is that you want to do. Once you then do that, you then need to identify what it is that you have to do day in and day out to then better equip yourself for then reaching what you want to do as far as like goal orientation and goal setting and then goal aspirations. I think the biggest disconnect that I personally see in this is life and in baseball or whatever is like, I think people kind of just go through life without the intention behind their life. Meaning society says, get the 9-to-5 job, get the white picket fence, get the husband, get the wife, get the kids. Like, okay, boom, that's your happiness. Wait a second. Now I'm 45 and I'm not happy. Well, did you ever along that path identify exactly what it is that A, you're passionate about, and B, something that you actually want to do and can see yourself doing on a consistent basis without then entering the quote unquote grind? So once you do that, then it's just a very simplistic process of like, okay, what is it that then I need to do to then reach that pinnacle, right? Kind of very similar to like how we define success too. But everyone's going to be different. You know, we can always kind of lean on other people to then get ideas and find and trial and error too, right? Like trial and error of like, I didn't know I was going to love content creation. I didn't know I was going to love this stuff, but like I dabbled in it and then I found that passion. So therefore my encouragement to you is like trial and error with things, man. Like life is short. Trial and error with like finding out what you're passionate about and what allows you to be the best version of yourself on a daily basis, because you owe that to not only yourself, but other people as well.
Jeez, that was great.
I didn't go to college.
Yo, you didn't have to. What's one thing that you tell your younger self?
You're going to lose your hair, so just get over it now. I ask myself this a lot too, because a lot of people ask the question of like, oh, if you could go back to your 18-year-old self, senior in high school, would you go to school or would you get drafted or whatever? Would you play that over again in your head differently? And I'm always like, I don't think I would. I love baseball. I was then therefore a baseball player at 18, which was fantastic. I don't regret that. I would say to that kid who's a freaking dork, just 180 pounds soaking wet, skinny, lanky, tall drink of water, I would just be like, yo, do things for you. Stop trying to please other people and be true to who you are. And if that doesn't float well with other people, then that's their problem and not yours. Because, that is the basis of like my younger self when I've gotten into pro ball. Because I'm a loud personality, dude. I'm like always flamboyant. I'm loud. Like I'm entertaining, or I try to be at least. I don't know, but this is who I am. I'm not changing who I am. But therefore, when I was in it, I was like, oh man, I have to be like, yes sir, I'll do that for sure, absolutely. Oh hey, you're too loud. Okay, I'll be quiet. Okay, I'll turn off who I am. I'll just like won't look at you. Head down, go to work. That's people. People are often going to want to paint you as someone that you quote unquote should be, but that will then get you out of who you are, which is a comfort thing. And we know comfort then portrays into success, right? It's the same thing. So yeah, that's huge. I would say that that's the biggest piece of advice for my younger, better looking self is like, be true to who you are, man.
No, I love that. I actually, Didi Gregorius, we had a conversation one time, and he had said that same exact thing, and it really made me think. Like, if somebody doesn't like me, all right, well then that's their problem. Like that's
right.
not mine. Like what?
Well, think about it too, man. Like it's the same thing with content creation, man. Like a lot of people aren't going to like what you do or like what you say, but then for me, I'm a people pleaser, which I think a lot of performers are. Like that's kind of embedded into our DNA or whatever. Like we want to please people. So then the first thing that we think of is like, okay, I need to change my interpretation of this or me to then make sure that that one guy likes me. But as I grew older, I was like, frick that, dude. Like I have to live with myself. I'm in my skin, right? Like this is me and my energy, dude. Like I need to be comfortable with me, not freaking user number 85643277821 on TikTok. That's like, yo, you suck. Like, all right.
It might even be your cousin for all you know. But all right, we're gonna wrap up this bonus content with the final question of the deepest game of Pepper. I think we officially renamed it that.
And we coined it.
Yeah. Where do you see yourself in 15 years?
Dude, 15 years.
Look into that crystal ball and tell me what you see.
So 15 years is an interesting number because I feel like when people like often ask about future, it's like 5 or 10 or 20. But like 15 is like that middle ground. You're like, whoa, what's 15?
That's actually exactly
years.
why I came up with 15 was because I got to a point where I set a 10-year goal back when I was 16. Then I was like, all right, that was fun. Now let's do 5. And then after the 5 happened, I'm like, all right, let's do 15.
Well, next is going to be 20. So 15. So I'm, how old am I? I'm 18. So that would mean I'm not 18.
Well, we're the same age.
Oh my gosh. We're so young. Age
is
so funny. So here's the thing, man. And I don't mean to be that guy and like turn down the question, but like I found that with me, I do really well when I kind of like don't put timestamps on things, right? Because I'm very OCD and I think that's just kind of along with the identification of who I am and how I respond best to different types of ways of living. And I found like, because it's funny, I was the biggest goal setter of my entire like childhood, growing up, whatever. I'd always have a whiteboard. I'd write down like my season goals. I would leave, come back and be like, whoa, blah, blah, blah. And I think what happened for me, especially with putting timestamps on goals, was like, now I feel this sense of like discouragement or disappointment or anxious kind of anxiety based on, oh, I'm not going to reach that goal. Now I'm like failing, blah, blah, blah. But I would say to keep it super simple in 15 years is I want to be somebody that has influenced the game of baseball in only a positive way. And I tell everyone, like, when people ask me like, oh, what are you doing these days? Like, I'm trying to build a freaking empire, dude. Like, I'm trying to build an empire, and I don't know what even that means, but it sounds dope. But I want to like just blow this whole thing up because I think there's a huge gap in terms of like 2020 social media influence towards those kids growing up and baseball, pitching, like whatever. And there's this gap of like, yeah, some people are doing it, some people aren't. There's more like, we still do pitching lessons with people. There's still that. And I want to like take all of that middle ground and go, Robby Rowe. Like, when people think of social media, like content, baseball, I want them to think of me and then come to me for all of their like needs, right? And I want to do that via social media. So whatever that looks like, I'm not sure, but I just want to be that guy.
Hey, well, it's happening right now. It's going to continue to happen. And there's no doubt in my mind that it will be that way, whether it's 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, or the 15. Even if it's not the 15, it could be the 20 to the 25. It doesn't even matter. But it will happen at some point. Totally confident in that. And Robby, those are some great answers. I really appreciate you coming on to the show. I hope all the listeners enjoyed it. I'm sure that they did. I hope they all definitely took some notes or listening to it again. I know I may go back and listen to it a couple times and just try to find out ways how I can get better at doing some of the strategies and whatnot behind content. And
oh, dude, you're killing it, man. That's one thing I haven't said yet. 100%.
No.
You're doing it, dude. I mean, you're doing it. I could literally sit here and say like all the same things about you. So make sure like, you know, for yourself, because here's the thing, like with content creation, right? There's always that, and I don't know if it's a human characteristic thing, but there's always that like question of like, am I doing it the right way? Or I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, is it worth it almost? And that question arises for me a lot of times, man. And I just want to let you know that like, you're killing it, dude. You're making a positive change. You're doing a lot of really good things. So for you, man, like, keep it up and we'll freaking feed off this energy as we continue to grow.
Thank you, my brother. Let's go, baby. All right, time to go edit. Time to go dominate the day. I hope everybody at home does the same.
Time to go hit the gym.
Yeah. Everybody, thank you so much for watching that episode of Keep Swing. Man, we have so many more awesome guests on the way, and I don't want you to miss any of it. So please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, feel free to go back and watch past episodes. And again, if you subscribe to the channel, that is the best way to find out who we are going to have on the show next. And if there's a guest that you want on the show, I will do all that I can to have him or her come on. So please leave a comment. Let me know who you want to see on Keep Swing coming up. And also, too, feel free to leave a comment what you thought about the episode in the comment section below. Give it a like. And if you head over to Instagram, I'll be posting clips from all these interviews. Just a little daily inspiration. And there you can interact with me as well. Until then, have an awesome day and keep swinging.